Hello and welcome back to the Bon Voyage podcast. I am your, tour guide. I am your pilot, Alicia, and I am here, okay, with your co-captain, co-tour guide, Jasmine. She is a travel blogger that goes by a glass half full.
Apple. Yep.
Glass half full. And also she sells wine glasses. So she also does traveling with a wine glass half full. Okay, so y'all can, follow her on Instagram. But I'll let her introduce everything else that she got going on. Okay, y'all. And then we'll get into it, the topic of today.
Yes. Hello, everybody, and thanks for having me as
Welcome,
your
girl.
co-pilot. I love that. I love that. Yeah, so my name's Jasmine. I go by Jasmine Kazera online. I'm the founder of Traveling Through Life with a Wine Glass Half Full. So basically, I have a blog and I discuss travel tips, travel inspiration, all from a positive perspective. So kind of like the glass half full. So through my blog, I also created a wine glass business, kind of a spin off of the name, and my wine glasses and the designs that I do are all inspired by places I've been. So if you check out my website, you'll see a glass called Miss Jamaica, Miss Bahamas, and you'll get a little flavor of each island or each place I've been to. And it's interesting, Alicia, you caught me at an interesting time because I'm kind of transitioning my blog
Mhm.
from still talking about the same type of content, travel tips, inspiration, and things like that. But I'm now including more tips for traveling with a child because I now have a 2-year-old. So we're putting some miles on his passport.
Okay.
so,
Love
so
that.
yes, so yeah, you'll catch all of that from me. Travel tips, inspiration, and now more things focused on traveling with a child. We're even writing our first book together. That should drop a little later this summer, focused on representation from a young Black male in this travel space. So,
That
yeah,
is
get a little
so
bit of everything
cool.
travel related from me.
Okay, some generational wealth building while traveling. So yes, we are talking about how to plan a trip in this episode, and Jasmine has got some tips for y'all, and I'm gonna chime in as well. But that's so cool. I actually interviewed Jasmine on my Passion and Paycheck like in 2020.
Yeah, I think it was 2020.
I think
Yep.
it was 2020. And she talked about how she turned her love of travel into a paycheck. So y'all could go check that out on my YouTube channel, Alicia's Adventures, if y'all want to see that. But so she about getting her back. I love it. So now we're going to talk about how to plan trips. The best times, just tips and tricks about planning trips and getting the best bang for your buck. So we want to start from point A to Z. So, what is your first thing you think about when you are planning a trip? Like, how do you set your trip up?
Okay, so the I I have 5 steps. 5 steps in this process. This is well thought out for me. I actually have a blog that's really similar to this, talking about how to travel with the 9 to 5 because a lot of us out here have to go to work. We got to make that money to travel, but there's ways that you can still be on the go. So. My very first one, and this is something me and you like to do a lot, Alicia, is have a bucket list. Like we're always bouncing ideas off each other. Like I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to go here. Really, it has to start with an idea, right? Once you have the idea, you just execute it from there. But I have a travel bucket list. I always keep a travel bucket list. Whether I make it to all of those places or not, I'm adding to it. Like if I have a conversation with someone and they're like, "Oh, I just got back from Cuba and it was amazing and the food," I'm like, oh, "Okay, taking notes, add it to my list." So
Okay. Cuba
to be
added to the
honest,
bucket list.
yes, add it to the list. So to be honest, that's my first step is starting with a location and just kind of going off of that list and choosing a spot from that list to see what, is the place I'm going to execute and go to.
Okay.
That's one.
Okay. So get your location first.
Yes. So that's step one. Step two is research. I am a planner. I can be a bit spontaneous too. I've definitely taken some spontaneous trips if I just had time off of work or knew that I had a long weekend and I found a quick flight. I've definitely been spontaneous, but most of the time I'm a planner. So I put a lot of research into where I'm going. So, for instance, I'll look at that list and whatever is calling my name or it looks like I really want to go to, or
Mhm.
whatever's next up on the list, I'll just start researching that spot. How much money is this going to cost? How long is it going to take me to get there? What type of things are there to do? Um, is this a trip that's good for a child? If I want to bring my son along, or just a lot of research. Research is step number 2. You have to kind of find out where you're going and what's going to be involved in helping you get there.
Okay, okay, you researching because the girls be out here like, I'm going here on to the next. But it's very important to research to know like how much something is and knowing like what type of friendly is it like, is this kid friendly? Is this not friendly? Because you're trying to go out to the beach popping, nightclubbing and stuff. You be like, okay, thanks
Right, I
for bringing
know.
my son with me. Okay. But if it's like a resort all inclusive with the kids, okay, let me bring it. So that's really
Exactly. Yeah, no research. And again, I know the girls like to solo travel these days. That's real big. That's real big out here. So, you want to know if it's safe. I mean, safe is relative, right? To where we're at. Look at the crazy stuff that's going on right here in our own backyard. But you know what I mean? Just kind of research your location. So that is step number 2. All right. So then 3 is kind of creating a budget. So 3 is budgeting off of that research that you did, right? So so budgeting would be like, how much is the whole trip going to cost you? When
Mhm.
I'm looking at a budget, I look at everything. So it's like the airfare, the accommodation,
Mhm.
how much you're budgeting for food. So again, in that research, you'll see, the average price of food is X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Like I would budget that in there. What type of excursions do you want to do, or outings do you want to do? Sightseeing. What is everything going to cost you? So you'll look at that and see what your budget is and write your budget out. So you'll know how much that you'll need for the trip. So step number 3 is budget.
Okay, okay.
hmm So after budget, naturally, right, comes saving. So now we're getting closer to the trip, right? We're almost done. Number 4 is saving. Now this one gets tricky. Some people, are a little bit better than this at others, and it might be harder for some people than others. But really what happens is once you have that budget, and I'm just gonna throw just a random number out there. Say your budget for the trip is, I don't know, $1,000. Um, and you want to go on the trip in the next 2 months, right? You're planning for the summer. What, we're in May right now, summertime's coming up. You want to go on
Okay.
that summer trip. So
Mhm.
you have your budget, I need $1,000 to make this trip happen. And I have 2 months to make it happen. Look at your spending, what's going on. How can you have the $1,000 to make your trip comfortable? So if you want to cut out Starbucks every morning, then cut out Starbucks. If you just don't go to a restaurant to eat, kind of make your meals more and save
Mhm.
money there. Carpool to work because the gas right now, child, is just
Crazy
too
high.
much. Too much going on. So you might be able to save there. You know, um, Maybe skip I don't if you like to buy a lot of clothes or something, I don't know, skip one of those shopping trips. Whatever you can do to just reach that goal quicker, to cut something out of your normal spending that you can save on.
Or you can hustle and just make more money, okay? You can add a
Yes, that too. That too. I know, talking to a person like me and you, that's definitely
you got the whole side hustle, so you can side hustle it, you can get some more money. But cutting down is
right.
good too. Okay.
Yes. Yes, that's definitely an option too. You don't just have to save, you can change number 4 to save or make more money, find a way to get the
Well, I
money.
was saying like save from starting your side hustle. That's what I was trying to say.
True, true, true,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah, so that is step number 4. And really after number 4, it's just executing. You've done all the work. You already planned your place, you've done the research, you know the amount of money that you're going to need to make it happen. That's budgeting, right?
Mhm.
Save for the trip. so that you're comfortable. You don't want to go somewhere and not be comfortable, not have enough that you need to be comfortable in a new location. And then by executing, you're planning the trip. What they
You
say,
know,
book the trip, right?
okay, book the trip, sis. Okay. Now I'm
Yes.
gonna come for you on devil's advocate because you said the first thing you do is pick your location. But nowadays people are saying like be flexible, like no, let them pick the vacation for you. But this also goes into like, do you prefer budget traveling or do you prefer like luxury traveling? And when I say luxury, I mean like you know the dates you want to go and you know where you want to go, or do you not mind doing budget traveling and like, okay, wherever, if this is $100, this is where I'm going? When it comes to planning your trips, which one are you more likely to do?
Okay, good question. I love a little devil's advocate. So, the first thing you were saying is like being flexible. So, I'm actually really big on that too, right? So that's why in number one, I said bucket list, right?
Mhm.
Because you have a pool of places. Hopefully you do. I encourage everyone to just write down your dream locations, right? Have a pool of places. It should be five or more. So if you pick one and then start doing the research and the budgeting, you're down to number three and you're like, I don't know, this isn't really working. You can be flexible and go back to place number two or place number three. You have a
Mhm.
little bit of a pool of places to choose from. So it doesn't have to be just one, use your list to see what works best.
Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah, definitely. Because yeah, I definitely agree with being flexible too. Like for instance, I have a trip coming up, and it was more so it's with my cousin, and she was just like, "Hey, I just want to go to the beach. Let's just find somewhere to go that we can just relax, like maybe all inclusive, and I just want to be there near the beach." So that was easy to do because, or it was, it provided us flexibility because we just started searching places just that fell into that category. So there's a lot of places with the beach, you know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with being flexible too. So definitely build that list. So then your second thing was talking about like, if a person's more of a budgeter or
Mhm.
luxury travel. So with that, the whole budget thing. So this 5-step plan, right, to planning a trip is definitely going to be per person. I used a random number of $1,000, right? But
Uh-huh.
if you're a person who spends well above that for travel, right? If you're well into a couple $1,000s or what have you, then you might be more of a luxury traveler and that's your budget. You know what I mean? So you can still do this list based off of the way that you travel.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone who might just want to take a weekend getaway and spend much less than that. Their step number three, budgeting, is going to look way different than
Mhm.
someone who likes luxury travel. And I think there's something out there for everybody. I mean, sometimes you catch good deals. Me myself, um, I mean, I've honestly done both. But I am more of a budget person. My blog really talks about tips, and when I give tips it's like about like saving or finding good flight deals, earning free flights, things like that by using like points and those
Mhm.
different systems and things like that. So yeah, that is the type of travel that I like, but that doesn't mean when I say budget, I'm not. So let me clarify that. When I say budget, it's not like
Mhm.
staying at one-star hotels and things like that.
Okay, she's gonna
But
try to
it's
skip
like
hostels.
by budget just means how much is a trip gonna cost?
Mhm.
What how much does what I want to do, where I want to stay, cost,
Mhm.
and writing that number down so that you know how much to have.
Yeah, when I was talking about luxury and budget, I was talking about the luxury of going anywhere you want or the budget of your it telling you you should go here because it's a cheap flight.
Of what
That's
you
what I was
have.
talking about.
I see. I
Yeah, yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not like the luxury.
And
I don't need everything luxury because luxury is a pretty penny. Okay, I'm sorry.
for real.
I don't gotta be at the yacht. I don't gotta be. I don't. I'm not saying I want to be at a 1-star, but I don't gotta be at a 5-star hotel. Like, I'm not even trying to be in the hotel. Like, I don't care about aesthetics. I care about my memories. Like,
Right, right,
what's going
right.
on in the world. So that's what I was meaning by that. When I was talking about
Okay.
luxury versus budget. But this
Versus
year I
budget.
really do want to switch and like learn how to use like credit cards and like travel hacking for that because I want to be able to have my money working for me. So that's another thing that I want to have, like planning a trip, checking your credit card, checking your deals, like your bank and stuff like that, like using
Hmm.
rewards and stuff like that to get, travel points and different things like that. That is something
Mhm.
that I want to work on this year when I was talking about like, moving abroad and stuff like that. Like I want to be able to have my money work from my points and give me some money back so that I can be able to plan my trips even better. So
Mhm.
using credit cards to really help with that, building that up, paying it off and stuff like that. That's really what I'm trying to get into this year when I'm planning my trips.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Again, how you were saying you have a goal of just kind of doing some long-term travel coming up. Definitely look into ways where your money can do that for you, that you're not spending a lot. What I say is that if there's a free rewards program to join it. Because you never know if you're using these platforms like Expedia, to find budget travel. If you find yourself using a specific airline a lot, say you travel JetBlue a lot or American Airlines a lot, look into what credit cards they have that might, that fit your lifestyle or fit, what you can offer. And you never know, those points add up. They really do. If it's something that you're using a lot, the points do add up. And I'm proof of that. I've gotten a few free flights by traveling on the same airline a lot, or using those the apps that you can just sign up for free. Just put your
Uh,
email in, keep using it, get the points, and you never know.
yeah, they're always like, "Are you loyal to an airline or are you loyal to a hotel?" I wouldn't really say that I'm loyal to a hotel, but I feel like I use the same airlines. Like I feel like I use Southwest a lot and American Airlines, and I do have points with them as well. But maybe I should look at the Southwest Airline credit card. But they just be having too many high APRs for you, girl. So I be like, no, ma'am,
Right.
I cannot do that.
Yeah. That is true. That is kind of the kickback to it. Yeah, I would just like research it. There are some out there that are much better than others. So yeah, you'll definitely want to find one that suits you. But some of them are really good. And
Yeah,
then your bank
people love
too.
the
Definitely look
Delta
at your
one. I'll be
bank.
like, whew. I am trying to look at my bank one as well. But people talking about Delta, I'm like, well, that one's really expensive. I
Mm,
was gonna say, and I'm thinking about getting they have like the clear, but like the TCA pre-check.
TSA.
TSA. I was like, I'm saying something wrong. T TSA. What did I say?
Yep. TCA.
TCA. I'm like, I'm saying something wrong. TSA, pre-check, clear, and then they have something else. So, oh,
Hmm.
global entry, global.
Global entry.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So I might get into that, but I'm like, I'm not paying that unless I'm going to really be using it. I feel like
Use it.
it's cool to have all that stuff. But it's like, if I'm not traveling like that, what am I getting that for? Because I'm wasting my money. So I am going to get some more.
Right.
How I said that I want to be able to travel a little bit more. I will want the global entry. Like, so I need to look into that. Actually, I should write that down about that. So if y'all didn't know, like when you come to, try to plan summers, like you can look at TSA so
Hmm.
that you can not have to go through all those lines. You can look at global entry. Well, you have to go through the lines, but like you might not have to take your shoes off and different things like
Right.
that. You can get that with different credit cards and stuff like that. So also learning how to plan like smarter travel. If you don't want to, be stuck in long lines and different things like that. So I am looking into getting global entry. I don't know how much that's going to cost, but hopefully not that much money. So I need to look at the budget. I was going to say, what has been your, I guess, best summer trip that you feel like people should put on their list to go to?
That's a good one. Best summer trip. I always feel so biased when I talk about best trips, and I think you know what I'm gonna say.
I already know what
Um,
the answer is. I just want the people to know what the answer
I
is.
I always feel so biased. I'm gonna say this, but then I'll have to dig a little bit deeper. 'Cause I've been some places that I really like, but my father's from Jamaica. I probably said this on the last episode we did together too. So I have family there and a lot of ties in Jamaica. So that's probably always one of my best trips. And to go there in the summer is just a really good time. I feel like going to a lot of Caribbean islands, sometimes the prices will be lower in the summer, specific months in the summer, depending on what season it is. And I mean, it's just a good time. That's kind of when everyone's traveling, people are out, there's nice beaches and, just a good vibe.
Mhm.
So, but I mean, aside from that, something I enjoyed doing in the summer, and I guess I did this 3 different summers. It was always in the summertime, was taking a cruise. I don't know if everyone is into cruises. Like you have to kind of be a person for it. It's either you either like them or you don't. I feel like there's no in between.
Mhm.
But I tend to always take a cruise in the summer, and I feel like that's a good time to go. Cruises can be, they can be good. You don't have to plan. You don't have to do you can kind of skip some of these steps. You don't have to plan a whole
Lady
lot.
honesty. Well, you do kind of need to pick a location. The
You
location
do.
you pick is the boat that you're going to be on.
Yeah, for sure. Right. The boat that you're going to be on, the place, yeah, if you're interested in the stops that it's making and the port that it's leaving
Mhm.
from. So yeah, there's definitely still some planning, but you can kind of once you get on the ship, just
Once you
sit
get
back and
on there, you
relax.
don't gotta do no planning.
That part, yeah, exactly. Worry about rides and things like that. So yeah, if we're talking about summer, I think a cruise is a good if you want to plan a cruise, like go in the
Mhm.
summertime. Then you get to go to different locations. Sometimes they stop at 3 places, some are 5, and it's kind of like a lot of bang for your buck. You get to see a whole lot of places in one vacation. So
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. I went on
yeah.
a cruise in September, then I went on a cruise in July. So yeah, I would say people do go on cruises a lot.
Mhm.
I would say also road trips. I did a road trip for Memorial Day weekend one time. It was definitely summer
Mm,
Iceland, but if you like road trips, those are good in the summer as
definitely.
well. Depending on where you're driving through, it might be too hot. Just make sure you have air conditioning.
Right.
Um, and I go to events. So like I did the Essence Festival for the summer. That was kind of cool. So I went to New Orleans. So that was great. I liked that as well. So I would say that would be kind of cool if
Oh,
you want
for
to go to
sure.
events and stuff like that. Um, and yeah, I'm trying to think.
What's the farthest road trip you've been on?
I've only honestly did like one road trip, and so that was from uh Nashville. Like I went to Huntsville, but I went from
Mhm.
Nashville. Then I went all the way down to Birmingham.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, I went down to Birmingham and Montgomery, and it was like a civil rights tour. So then I went to Memphis, and then I went to the beach. So that was pretty cool.
Oh,
That's one.
that's so
I want to do one like north, like the northeast, and then I kind of want to do a road trip to LA or like the West Coast, but I haven't really done that many road trips. But I'm up to doing some more road trips. So
yeah, no, that those are good ones. For summertime, definitely road trips and events. You're right. In the summer, I feel like there's so many, like all over. I'm thinking about, like Made in America is coming up in the
Mhm.
Philadelphia area.
Oh, look at
They kick off
that.
Memorial Day. Yeah. They have the Roots Festival. I'm talking about all Philly
Yeah.
stuff right now. Um, there's, but yeah, they do a lot of events, whether right, right. Whether they're events with like artists, singing backgrounds and things like that, or like, yeah, that's a good one, definitely for summertime.
Yes. Oh, we should do another one about festivals and stuff. I love Philly though. So I actually just recorded my Philly vlog. Not recorded, I edited. So if y'all want to go see the Philly vlog, go check it out on my YouTube channel, Alicia's Adventures as well. But yes, so I hope you all enjoy this episode about how to plan a trip, okay, for the summer. But this is also like how to plan a trip, anytime or
In
whatever.
general. Hmm.
For the summer because it's about to be Memorial Day weekend, about to be Fourth of
Summer's coming up.
July. It's about to be holiday season, Labor Day weekend. My birthday's in August. So, we just want to talk about
Yes.
how to plan a trip and, how to have a real, I'm coining the term travel girl summer. I should heard me use that.
Okay.
Hot girl summer now. What's a travel girl summer? Okay. Where my travel girl hotties at? So, yes, I hope y'all enjoy this episode. Make sure y'all follow Jasmine on her social sites and keep up with her because she got a lot of things going on. Some wine glasses if you like to drink, okay, and Kiki. She got a book coming out, if you
Yes.
want to go to Jamaica. She also has a guide, the ultimate guide to Jamaica. So make sure you
Mhm.
go support Black creators and entrepreneurs who are traveling and sharing the information with you as well. But I'll let you tell them your spiel.
Well, thank you again. I had so much fun as usual chatting with you, shooting some tips out there about how to plan trips. And yes, the summertime is coming up. Like I feel like everyone just the summer comes and it's just time to go. Like you're waiting until the day the summer comes to plan a trip. So I encourage everyone to get out there, go somewhere, just relax. So I hope these tips helped you out. But yes, I enjoyed it so much. Thank you for everything. Definitely look out for the book that I have coming out. You can follow me on my social, well, my travel page is Traveling Through Life. And the page where I have my wine glasses on Instagram is A Wine Glass Half Full. So yeah, I hope to see
Yes.
you
Okay.
there.
Do you
And
have a page for your book yet or no? Not yet.
not yet, not yet. Yep, you if you go on my travel page and subscribe to my blog, you'll be the first to be
No.
updated when the book drops. It's
You're okay. Go
another
subscribe
thing
to
to
the
add to
blog.
your list, add it to your summer read list. Okay, Amari on the Go series. The first book is the ABCs of Travel. Again, I'm trying to put some representation out there for
That's what I
young.
was saying today. Representation. I can't wait to get my book out, but you know what I'm saying? My
Yes,
platform is going to be for representation for the people. So, if you not know, you can follow me at Bomb Voyage the podcast on Instagram. You can follow me at Alicia's Adventures on Instagram. And you can check out this podcast anywhere you know on your platforms for podcasting. And if you like this, share this with a friend. Make sure you rate, okay? Make sure you subscribe and make sure you come back. These are on Wednesdays because it's a Wonderless Wednesday when these drop, period. So make sure you check it out and stay tuned for the next episode.
right.
Bye.
Bye.